Hi guys, Todd here. And so it begins. Right, the Kayfun V4 by Bob, or SvoëMesto, however you want to say it. Currently sitting 18650 mode, hybrid connection on a Prevari P3. Have a quick vape. So that's the first question out of the way. It vapes. Right, there's not going to be a lot of bullshit and banter and all that jazz in this one. We're going to go straight for it. There's two ways I can go. I can just show you how to fill it up, how to change the tanks, and that would be it. Which is what I will do. I'll take you through the basics of it. I think what I'll do is at the very end, do you know, I haven't got a bloody clue. Let's just go for it and see what happens. So this little box here, this is what you get for your hard-earned cash. Everything stays different. The Kayfun V4. Right, let's jump to it. Inside the box we have an instruction manual. Not only do we have an instruction manual, but we have a full parts guide going on here, which I really like. And also a key telling you what part is which, so that's going to be very useful going forward. Inside the box we get the following components, and I'll just take these out and we'll have a close look. Now, as standard, you will get a polycarb tank that will come with this. You'll also get glass tank, which will replace this steel tank section that we have here. I'll show you how to change these out later on. Now, the way this is going away against the way I would normally do a review, but I've taken these two sections out of the Kayfun 4 because I feel that this, you really have to get your head around the flow control on the juice before you do anything. For those of you that know the Kayfun 4 already, this will look familiar. You've got your little deck, and you know, you put your wick and cotton in there and your coil, and you're good to go. This is slightly different. Now, how this works is that the way the juice is fed in, it comes in through these 4 holes. See there? And that comes through just beneath this O-ring here. There are holes running round the base here, which feeds juice up there. This is your chimney section that we used to have in the Kayfun. It's totally different. So now this is actually a piece of the tank. You know, it sits on there like so, and the juice gets drip fed down these holes into there and up. Now you can close this off. You can close the juice flow control off. So right now this is it open. I'm in the open position. So if you imagine that, you know, if I was to put this in here just now, the juice would come straight down and fill it up. However, what we can do is, if I grab this ring here and spin anti-clockwise, what's happening is, you can see this is starting to lift up. So what I would be doing there is actually closing these holes off. I would be stopping juice coming in through these holes because this is lifting up. So the best way to think of it is, you know, to open, hold the base, and you know, think of a tap. You know, hold the base and turn it clockwise. That's you got it open. Now I can screw that on there like so. and there we go. So I know that's open just now. When you're taking the tank to bits, you know, if you find it stuck and it's not going anywhere, there's a good chance that you've got it closed off fully tight, so you've got to be careful with that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm turning the tank anti-clockwise. That's it, closed. I hope that makes sense, because it's the one thing that I struggled to get my head around at first, but you know, it's you do get there. So just remember that that juice flow control is there. Now the other thing to remember here is, out the box this will be quite tight because the O-rings are a bit dry. So what you can do, and what I found the easiest thing to do, is just get yourself something like a small Allen key or a little screwdriver, stick it in there like that, hold on and just twist, and that will allow you to get the base off like that. Right, let's go back and we'll do this the proper way. So in this configuration, as standard, you'll get about 4.5 ml of juice in here, and I'll explain the other configurations as we go along. You get a default drip tip, SvoëMesto drip tip, which is quite nice because it follows the design on the metal tank. So you can, as a standard 510 drip tip, you can just pull that out, double O-ring. We then have this section here, which I can unscrew, like so. Now if I wanted to fill this up with juice, I would make sure that the section here was closed. So I've closed that off, the juice flow control I've closed off. I would have unscrewed the top, and then I could just pour juice down here. Unscrew this piece, and I would only pour juice until it kind of got just above those holes there, or just to the level of these holes going round. And that's it. That's how easy it is to fill up the tank. You know, no more mucking about. You just unscrew, pour some juice in, and away you go. To take this tank to bits, a little retaining nut in here. Just get your fingers in there and unscrew this. That comes out like that. And then this bit comes off. You can see it's got an O-ring in there. Your tank section comes off, and then you're left with this. Now if you wanted to change to the glass tank, all you would do is grab that like that, pop that on there, pop that on there, screw this back on, screw this on, and you're away again. That's you. It's 3.94 mils of juice in this configuration here. Actually, I'll tell you what, since we're at this point, I may as well just show you the polycarb tank and how it looks, because it goes on slightly differently. Take all that off. I do actually need to get this piece off as well here. Just unscrew that. Grab the polycarb, screw that on, grab this top section, and there we go, we have the polycarb, and that's 3.8 mil of juice in that configuration. Now we're at this stage, what I want to do is make sure that the juice flow control is closed. So just holding the 510 base, and remember it's like closing a tap off. Yep, that's closed. And now I'm going to grab the ring here with the holes in it, the airflow ring, and there's the ring with the logo on it, and just unscrew there. And that lets me into the deck. And remember, you know, the juice flows down these holes, into the holes here, and then into the deck here. Now, I'll cover this base section when I get on to doing the adapters that you can use for other devices, but I'll not cover that right at this second in time. I have a 510 connection going on here. I should point out that everything in this is 316 stainless steel. You know, there's no messing about with materials here. This is the best of the best type thing. So I think what we'll do is we'll just throw a little build in here. Now, as far as builds go, yes, there are 4 posts here. This is still primarily a single coil device. You can run a dual coil, but it is still primarily a single coil device. They say that they put the extra, you know, terminals in there just for, you know, so you can do what you want basically. But they've asked us just to remind people that it's, you know, it's still a single coil device. That's another thing to bear in mind, as you know, when you're doing your builds on this, they still recommend that this be used for builds 1 ohm and above. It is not a sub-ohming device according to the manufacturers. This deck here, you know, we have airflow control going on here. I'll show you how to do that in a second, but you know, your air still comes out the hole there. But I think the easiest way to do this is just to put a build on it. Now, I've not getting in to show you how to coil it up or whatnot, because you know, it's a Kayfun. Now, what I would say is I am using 0.35 Canthal here. I would not recommend going any higher than that, or bigger wire than that, because even getting 0.35 trapped under these screws was a pain in the backside. The usual applies. Make sure that the coil's sitting above the air hole, it's not touching anything, and that's actually bang on 1 ohm, that coil that I've got there. I've got my cotton pulled through there, it's not too tight, and yes, this looks straggly as hell. And you know, there's different ways you can do it, but I'm just going to do it the exact same way I always do with my Kayfuns. I'm just going to pop these up like so. Pop the chimney down there. Oops. And yeah, I'm just going to trim this off a little bit and then poke it down. As always, you know, you don't want to get too much in there. That's all I'm going to do. That's TJ, you can hear sniffing away at the door there. There's maybe even a little bit too much there. Remember, cotton, less is better. Or I've always found it is. Some people will probably disagree, but each to their own. I'm not packing it down, I'm just making sure it's located in there. And that's it. Job's a good one. Now I'm using a really heavy VG here. This is my goose juice, and I'm just going to prime this up. Give this a little test fire. That'll do me nicely. Right, let's throw this puppy together. Now, what I would suggest is actually I'm going to build it up this way. I'll just put everything back together. But yeah, here we go. So I'm just screwing my tank on like so. Now I want to make sure that my tank is actually closed. So I'm going to unscrew that like so. So that's it. I now know that you know, my juice flow control is off. And I think we'll go back together with the glass tank. So we'll pop this section on here. Glass tank. Get my little locating nut. I'll make sure that the narrow bit goes down. And there we go. I could fill it up just now, but I'm just going to... I'll stick this bit on as well. It's entirely up to you. and then I'll just start filling it up with some juice. Yeah, I've only filled it up to it's just come above the holes in the tank there. Screw this piece on, put my drip tip on, and there we go, good to go. Now all we'd have to do is, you know, open the juice flow control and start letting the juice get into there. So just holding the bottom section again, I'm just going to turn this tap on, and there we go. I can start, might not see it because it's tilted, but there is bubbles starting to come up from there already, and that's my tank good to go and have a vape. And that is it. That is the Kayfun V4 pretty much done and dusted. Now I'll close the juice flow control off. Now remember, if you wanted to get in, you could fill your tank this way as well, but if you want to get into your build without disturbing the tank, you know, hold this ring here, grab the ring with the SvoëMesto logo on it, and unscrew, remembering to close off the juice flow control before you do it. And there we go, I can get into my build. If I wanted to, you know, I could take a needle nose bottle and I could fill the tank down through those holes on the outside. That's another way of doing it. Right, let's go for a vape ski. I'm just going to stick this on my Aspire CF mod just now because I'm being lazy. I'm actually still going to film the hybrid connectors, so I'll save the, you know, the SvoëMesto and the Privari P3 for those shots. So I'm just going to make sure that my juice flow control is open. So remember, grab the bottom ring and it's like turning a tap on. That's it, bubbles starting to come up there now. Right, so that's my juice flow control right open. Let's have a vape. That's a 1 ohm build with a very heavy VG goose juice. Not bad. Now I know from using this over the past couple of weeks that it does wick well with the build that I'm running. Even with a heavy VG, I've not had any issues, none at all actually. The cotton, putting your cotton build in there, please remember, do not go cramming that cotton in there. If you do, you'll have wicking issues. Right, I'll show you how to adjust the airflow control. To adjust your airflow, you're going to have to undo this screw here. Like so. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but there is a flathead screw in there. And you stick your screwdriver in and you can adjust your airflow control. You can tighten it right up, or you can loosen it off. I find it easier just to put the tank to my mouth, and just as I'm adjusting the screwdriver at the bottom, you know, then I can tell how I'm doing. And that's it, that's how you adjust the airflow. Pop this back in, and that's it. You would have seen a splash screen there telling you exactly what the airflow is and what it's like, and there will be an upgrade kit where you can change that out as well. Whilst we're down here, I think I'll show you how to change out the hybrid adapters. Make sure my juice flow control is closed. Once again, put my thumb on the SvoëMesto logo there and undo this. There we go. Put this to one side. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to remove this section here. So to get it out, you know, you just keep unscrewing here like this, and eventually you can just go pop like that. That's it out. Put this to one side. There is a little screw in here, or well, a retaining bolt, which is connected to this bad boy here. So we undo this. Now remember, there is an insulator in here. You do get spare insulators, but there's one in there. And now I should be able to do that, and this pops out. Underneath there you have another screw, and if I just undo this like so, that pops out, and then this comes to bits. Now the bit you want to retain this little O-ring here. You want to take that out of there. So that's your 510 connector there. This one here is for a Privari P3, which you saw at the start, and this one here is for a, your SvoëMesto SvoëMesto. So what we'll do is we'll pop this one together. First things first, going to take this little O-ring here, pop that in, then going to take this section and pop it on. And that's that, like so. Now what we need now is this piece, and I'm just going to drop that in there, and that's that screwed together. So all I did was I dropped the little retaining bolt in there, and I've taken my SvoëMesto screw that comes with the hybrid kit. There's a little plastic washer or Delrin washer under it, and just tightened that up, and that sits like that. Take this piece back again. Now remember, there is a spring that sits in here as well. Oh, and just to point out, there's your screw, for changing the airflow. So I'm just going to pop that on there like that, and just screw this down, and there we go. We have SvoëMesto hybrid connector. And just to show you, here's the bad boy itself. That's me. Now, right, that's all the uppy closey stuff finished and whatnot. I've got the the SvoëMesto hybrid connector also fits on the Stingray. So that's me running with the Stingray titanium here. I've not done anything, I've just popped an 18650 battery in, screwed it straight on, and bada boom. Yummy. Yummy indeed. It does look good in the SvoëMesto as well, I have to admit. Now, right, let's sum up here and make this as painless as possible for you. First things first, you have to get your head round the, closing and opening the juice flow. Get your head round that. As I explained at the start, once you understand how it works, how it opens and closes, and how the juice gets inside to the cotton or whatever wicking material you're using, that's it. The device is a doddle, an absolute doddle to use. There's no issues whatsoever. If you do not get your head around that, if you struggle with that, then you'll struggle with the device, and you'll find it bugs the tits out of you. It really will. So that's why I filmed it the way I filmed it, and I hope that me explaining it the way I explained it made it clear for you. So once you've got your head around that, let's move on. The various configurations that it comes with, 2 thumbs up in that one. I like the fact that out the box it's come with these configuration options. The price, now the price is, you know, we've been used to the Kayfun Lite for so long, so we've been about the 60 quid, 60, 70 quid mark, and now we've jumped back up over the £100 mark here. This is a brand new device. It is radically different to the previous devices. It solved a lot of what we would call issues, you know, as in how to fill it. You know, filling it is so easy now. It's really easy. The fact you can close and open the juice flow, I do like it. The only, and you know, for me what I see as a bit of a faff is the way that you have to adjust the airflow. I don't like it. I do not like having to undo a screw with a screwdriver, put the screwdriver inside and then adjust with a screwdriver to get the airflow. I don't like that. I would rather be able to adjust my airflow on the fly, so just turning a ring. But hey ho, there we go. The draw for the airflow, I mean, this is me, I've got it wide open. Now I can do a direct lung inhale, just. That might bother some people, however bear in mind that there's going to be an S, there's an upgraded screw available that will widen the airflow even more. I didn't get that with the kit, but it will be available, and I think that will address that issue for people. I would like to have had the adjustability out of the box myself. The hybrid connectors that are available just now, I do like. I think it looks good on the Privari, especially in 18350 mode, and especially with the polycarb tank, because right now this is, I'm used to it now. It doesn't bother me anymore. When it first arrived, I didn't like this, you know, going out like that and carry on. I'm not a huge fan of it aesthetics wise, but I'm kind of used to it now. But I tend to have it running with the polycarb tank, so it's kind of flat, and you can see there it's 22mm, you know, in diameter there. I'm pretty sure they'll come out with 23mm connections in the future, so it looks flush in a 23mm device. Well, it looks flush in a Privari with the Privari hybrid kit. And 18350 mode on a little Stingray. It's so cute. Right, let's get to the important bit. What's the vape like? The flavour is excellent. It's a Kayfun type vape. Now I would have said that it was, you know, it's just going to be a Kayfun type vape, but that redesigned chimney and whatnot has for me improved the flavour. The flavour production out of this is top notch. It's not what I would call extremely warm at the way I'm running it, but that, you know, it's a Kayfun type vape. It is a Kayfun, and I love the flavour from it. Running a 1 ohm coil, 12-15 watts, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've no wicking issues, nothing. Remember, they are advising that this is not a sub-ohm device. They don't recommend you go down below 1 ohm in your builds. I know people are going to, and I can't wait to see what folk get up to. I have run a dual coil build in this. It's easy enough to do, but for this device and how it's intended to be used, it's not for me. Not vaping that way. I just like vaping the way it is. Would I buy it? Yeah, I would. I would join the queue and I would buy it. Hands down, I would buy it, no bother at all. I have been a Kayfun fan since the very beginning. I've had them all, and I have so many Kayfuns and Kayfun accessories, it is frightening. I've not been able to get any of the current Kayfun accessories that I have to play with this. It's just a new ball game. It's just something, that's one of these things. The thing that I would like to point out is that don't forget, out the box it does come with 3 tank configurations. Do I think it's going to be for everybody? Not at that price point. I don't have an issue with the price point based on the materials used, what the bits and bobs you're getting with it and so on. I would have bought it. I did get it free for review. Would you be disappointed if you bought it? If you know what a Kayfun vape's like, no, you will not be disappointed. In my humble opinion, I don't think anybody would be disappointed. So that's about it from me. I think I've listed all the positives and negatives as I see them. You know, just quickly, the negatives. Bit of a learning curve at the start. The adjustable airflow is a bit of a negative for me also. They are the two things that I'm not a fan of at the start, but you do get used to them very quickly. Other than that, it's all positives and thumbs up from me, and yeah, I really like it. Watch out for the other reviews that will be appearing. You have Dimitri the Vaping Greek, you'll have Martin Fink, Navy Lifeguard, you'll have some Bissardo fellow, and there'll be probably a couple of others going on. Yeah, it'll sell, let's face it. Thank you to Flo for putting up with me and all my questions, and thank you to you guys as always for watching. We'll catch up soon. Cheers now, bye.